Hello, Vinci. Welcome back. This is our 25th of the first 2021 maths lesson. So it's Monday, the first week, first lesson of the week. So we've got challenge 1 and challenge 2 arithmetics. I do have my trusty ruler right here next to me. So let's get on. So if you want to pause the video here, get yourself ready, and then let's move on. Okay. So now I've got my pen ready. 2 add 4. Well, I could do that on my head, on my fingers. I'm gonna put 4 fingers up because it's the biggest number out of that calculation, and I'm gonna add 2 more. I've got 6 there, so I'm gonna write in my answer 6. 7 take away 2. Again, 7 fingers up. I'm gonna put 1, 2 down, and I know that on my hand I've always got 5 fingers, so my answer must be 5. Now, I haven't had to use my ruler yet, but for this one, I'm going to need to, because it says 15 add 4. So 5, 15. Here we go. I'm going to add 4 more. So I'm going to do 4 more jumps. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is 19. So my answer for that one, 19. So let's write that in. Next one, something add something is 22. Using my ruler, find the number 22. There it is, a 2 and a 2. And then I'm going to put my finger there. And because it's an add, it's any number before that we start from. If we went a number afterwards, it'd need to be a takeaway to end up on 22. So I'm starting from 22. Where am I going to start from? That's my end number, sorry. Where am I going to start from? I might start from 17 today. So I'm going to put my other finger there on 17. I'm going to write in 17 as my first number. Then I'm going to work out how many jumps I need to get until I get to 22. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer for that one is going to be 5. 17 add 5 is 22. Good job, everyone. Right, let's move on to challenge 2. Challenge 2, 38 add 25. 3, 8 add 25. So here we go. 8 add 5. Now, 8 add 5. I could use my ruler. Find 8. Jump 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer is going to be 13. So I write 13 down here. Now 13 is made up of, this is the 10 side, this is the 1 side. So I'm going to put my 1s here because this is my new 1s answer. So my 1s, because I can't write 13 here, so my 3 is going to go here from my 1 side. Right, now my 10 side, this is the 1. My 1 I need to add to what I've already got there. So it's going to be 3, add 1 more, that becomes 4, add 2, that's going to be 6. So let's go on to the next question. So I write my answer of 63. Ooh, that's not a 6, that's a 3. There we go, 63 as my first question. Right, moving on. 5 add 5 add 5 add 5. That's repeated addition. That's going to equal 5, 10, 15, 20. I've got 4 5s. I'm counting my 5s. My answer is going to be 20. I could also start from 5 here and do 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto 15. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto 20. Last one, 3 add something is 10. I know my answer is 10, so I'll put my finger on there. I'm starting from 3, so how many do I need to add to 3 to get to 10 to get up to it? So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 add 7 is 10. Right now, something add something is 32. So I might do any number below 32. I'm going to do 17. Now this is going to be a tricky one here. So I've got 17. My answer is 32. Now what am I going to add to 17 to get to 32? Now I don't think I'd use this method because I think this method is going to be a little bit too tricky in order for us to get there. So what I might do is I might put 17 down here. Now, my next 10 that I'm going to get to after 17, if I look on my ruler, my next main 10 after 17, if I keep going, is going to be 20. That's my next number ending in 0. So I need to add 3 more to get to 20. So add 3. I'm going to underline that to remember how much I've added. Then what I need to do is from 20, I need to add, what do I need to add? I'm going to go from 20 to 30, so I'm going to add 10. So I need to then add 10. And I'm going to underline that because that's the next part I've underlined. That's the next part I've added. And then from 20 to 30, from 30 to 32, I need to add 2. And that's 3, add 2, add 10. That's going to be 15. So 17, add 15 is 32. Now I can check that. If I write 15 in here, I'm going to check whether or not that equals 32. 7 add 5 is 12. So there's my 2 that's gone there. My 1s goes over to the 10 side. So that 1 becomes a 2, and that becomes 32 in total. Sorry, I got pulled away with a call. Right, so I'm back now, and let's move on to the task today. So here we go. Can I use the multiplication sign to show repeated addition? Today we're going to be using the term lots when we're describing groups. So in the last few lessons, we've been saying, I have this many groups of this, and we're going to be using the word groups of or lots of. Either way, they mean the same. So if I've got 5 groups of 2, I've also got 5 lots of 2, okay? So let's continue the sequence. So on your whiteboard, you can have a go at this. The sequence says 2, 4, 6, 8, and then you've got a few more spaces. Can you continue the sequence, spot the pattern? And there's another one here. Continue the sequence. 5, 10, 15, 20. Continue the sequence. Right, once you've done that, I'm going to go through the first one. So the first one, I might use my ruler. I could count to my 2s because that's the jump. If I have a look here, I start from 2 and it says go to 4. So I go 1, 2. Right, I'm adding 2 to that. Now I'm on 4 and it says go to 6. 1, 2. Hold on. So I've added another 2. From 6, I'm going to go to 8. So I'm going to add 1, 2. So that's another 2. So I've added 2 and added 2 and I've added 2. So now, because that's happened 3 times, I can start to think, actually, this is a pattern. Every time I've got to a new number, I've added 2 from the last number. So if I now go to 8 and I add 2 more, 10. And if I add 2 more, 12. And if I add 2 more, 14, and 2 more, 16. And I could keep going. So I'm now going to fill in my sequence. So it should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And that's just like counting in your 2s. You go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Just the same as doing our jumps. Now this one, we're going to run out of space on our number line very quickly on our ruler, but we start from 5 and the next number is 10 here. So I'm going to work out what the difference is between those two numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, I added 5. The next number from 10 is 15. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 and 10 and 5 are all 5 away from each other. So the next one, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I added 5 more. Now I can see, yes, there's definitely a pattern. I'm adding 5 every single time. So from 20, let's count on 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, my answer's 25. From 25, I then need to add on. Oh my goodness, I dropped my ruler. It's alive. Right, from 25, I need to add 5 more. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 30 is my next one. Now, I've now run out of ruler, so I can't go anymore. But there is something that's going to help me. 5 and then it's 10. And then after 10, it's same 10s and a 0, and then a 1 and a 5. Now this 1 and this 5 changes to a 2 and a 0, and then it goes to a 2 and a 5. After that, it goes to a 3 and a 0. So then it's going to be a 3 and instead of a 0, it follows the same pattern. 5 and then a 0, and then a 1 and a 5, a 2 and a 0, 2 and a 5, 3 and a 0, 3 and a 5, 35, which means this tens is going to go up. This is going to go back down to the 0, so it's going to go to a 4 and a 0, 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that way I can count in my 5s. I've really begun to learn my times tables. Here we go. Now we're moving on to the tricky questions. So let me move myself out of the way. What is the easiest way to count the spots on the dice? So we've got this many spots on this dice and this one and this one. So these two are different. So if I just draw a line in between them to show that they're different. How am I going to count the spots easily on this dice? On these dice, how am I going to count the spots easily on these dice? I can see they're all equal groups. They've all got the same number in each one. So how am I going to do it? Well, you pause the video, have that discussion to your toy or your teddy. Well, here we go. We've got 5 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've said they're all equal, so there must be 5 in each one of these. I could count in my 5s. I could go 5, 10, 15. So my answer is going to be 15. Same here with my 2s. I've got 1, 2 in there. So the 2 that are in there, what needs to be done now is I can see that all of them are equal. So I'm going to count in 2s. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So my answer is 12. And that's just nice and easy because I've been counting in my 2s. The next one. So this is a multiplication sign. Now it looks a bit like an X, like a capital X, but sometimes it's a little bit smaller than the numbers. But what I'm trying to get at is that it's this X sign. And that's it. Just like we've got our plus sign, we've got our takeaway, we've now got an X. And this X is the multiplication. So my turn, your turn. Multiplication. Multiplication. And we use this sign instead of writing out a repeated addition number sentence. So let me show you how we can use it. Here we go. We've got, what do you see? So you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can see that they're all equal because they've all got 2s in them. So how many equal groups do I have? How many groups? Well, I've got one group, another group, another group, another group. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. Of how many dots? Well, I've got 1, 2 in each one. So I've got 4 equal groups of 2 dots. That's the same way of me writing out 2, add 2, add 2, add 2 equals, and all the dots added together would equal 8. There is another way to do it that's a little bit of a quicker way. We've said we've got 4 equal groups and there's 2 in each group. So we can write it even quicker by going 4 lots of 2 equal 8. 4 groups of 2 equal 8. Look how much quicker it is to write that than writing 2, add 2, add 2, add 2 equals 8. I've just done 4 lots of 2 equal 8. So much quicker. So this is how we use our multiplication sign. We understand how many equal groups there are, how many dots are in each group, or how many things are in each group, and then we put them together. First number, equal groups. Second number, how many is in each one, and in between them both, we've got that multiplication sign. And then to find out the answer, just like our repeated addition, we add up everything that's inside those groups. Here we go. What do we see? So what do we see? We've got one group here, we've got another group there, and we have another group there. 1, 2, 3 groups. I have 3 equal groups. I can tell they're equal because I can see that they look exactly the same in each one. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've checked they're equal, and I've got 4 in each group. There are 3 equal groups of 4 cubes. So what does that look like as a repeated addition? Well, it's going to look like 4 add 4 add 4 equals 12. So 4 add 4 add 4 and then equals. And that's just like me going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and counting all of the cubes. But again, like the last one, there's an easier way. If I move this down, by using my numbers from my sentence here, there are 3 equal groups of 4 cubes. And I've just put my multiplication in the middle. 3 lots of 4 equals 12. Let's move on to the next one. Here are some groups. They're now in triangles. Doesn't matter what shape the groups are. Doesn't matter what colors are inside the groups. I'm looking for how many we have inside the groups. So I've got 1 group, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 equal groups of 1, 2, 3 balls in each group. So looking at these, I could put my plus sign in the middle of this, and that's going to be exactly the same as if I'm writing out my repeated addition. 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. Should we check? Spot on. And if I count all of these coloured balls together, then that's going to give me my answer. Again, 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. It's way too long. Mathematicians are supposed to be super quick. So the way that we get super quick and a little bit cheaty is we get rid of all these pluses. We don't need all of them. We've decided that we're going to use these numbers here. So we're going to use 4 equal groups, 4 equal groups times, or 4 lots of 3, and that equals the same. So let's see whether I've written here the same as what's under here. 4 lots of 3 equals 12. The same way of writing out 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 add 3, but this is much quicker. So here we go. This time I've made my groups 2 dice in each group. Okay. So how many groups are there? How many groups? Well, I've got 1 group here, as you can see. That's 1 group. And the other group is here. So I have 2 equal groups. Now, how many dots are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4 dots in each group. So that's just like saying 4 add 4. Let's get that plus a little bit better. 4 add 4 equals the total of 8. That's just like saying 2 lots of 4 equals 8. 2 equal groups of 4 in each group equal 8. Here we go. Oh, let me hide that. There are this many equal groups of how many children? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal groups. And how many children or a child is in each group? Well, we've got 1. I can see there's only 1 in each group. There are 8 equal groups of 1 child. That's just like saying 1 add 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 1 equals. And me, as if I'm going to write in all of these plus signs because that's what they all equal. That is crazy. Really crazy. Too long. 8 equal groups of 1 is the same way as me going 8 lots of 1 equal 8. Instead of me having to count up all those children and write in the pluses and do this long number sentence, I made it so much easier for myself. I've done 8 lots of 1 equals 8. So let's move on. It's your turn. Can you write the repeated number sentence and the multiplication sentence? This is your challenge 1. So you can see here are your groups, and the apples is the number that's inside each group. I've given you the answer. So you just need to figure out what the number sentence is for adding and what the amount of groups and how many is in each group. So that's your first question. Question number 2, can you write the repeated number sentence and multiplication sentence? Here is your group and here is another group. It's a really bad line. There we go. How many are in each group? How many groups do you have? Something adds something equals 6. I've told you the total. You need to tell me how many groups are there? How many are in each group? And that'll help you with this one. Challenge number 2. Can you write the repeated number sentence and multiplication for each group? So you've got this, 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 and this as groups, and these are what are inside your groups, okay? That's your challenge. You need to work that out. Once you've done the repeated number sentence, you then need to work out how many groups and how many in each group. Here we go. These are your groups. These are what's in your groups. You need to write out that repeated number sentence. Tell me how many groups, how many in each group. Challenge 3. Can you write the repeated number sentence and multiplication sentence below? Here are your groups. Here is what's in your groups. Write it out below. How many groups? This many, lots of, and how many is inside. Again, I've grouped it by putting a square or a rectangle around it, and I'm showing you what's inside, just so you don't get confused. That's how many are inside each group, where I've put a dot on each one of these fingers, okay? So you need to write down the number sentence, you need to find out what the answer is, and you need to tell me what the multiplication fact is for that. There's also an extension. Here's your repeated addition, and what's the multiplication sentence that matches it? Here's your repeated addition. What's your multiplication sentence that matches it? That's everything for today, Da Vinci. I look forward to seeing your work. I know you're trying so hard at home, so keep it up. I'll see you later. Goodbye.